Yeah. Go ahead.
Welcome back, guys. We're doing the part 2 of the previous video, and I was waiting for the thing to get ready to do another long video. So you can kind of see I kind of did some more stuff on here. Kind of still need to do the shape of it, but it's still going pretty well. So
What have you learned so far?
that you're shoot. Hold on. Just gonna...
Get it?
Yeah.
Okay. What have you learned?
What I've learned, but is basically you're always supposed to keep your thing. You're always supposed to keep it close to the edge, not all the way back or over here. But if you do it over here, it's gonna hit your wrist, which is probably gonna hurt.
Yep.
Which back here is probably gonna just not do it that well.
Yeah.
And for this, you're supposed to just push, then push down.
Okay. In and down.
In,
Okay, what else?
and then down.
Yep. What else?
And then you can also put a leather thing on your leg.
Yep.
So that means you don't get flakes on your leg, your
Yep.
leg, and then you can put your arm right here, and then
Yep.
get the flakes on your arm.
Yep. Anything else?
No, not really.
Okay. All right. So it's going good, guys.
Yeah.
He's learning to pressure flake. He's learning to place his piece in the right place on the pad, not this far over or inside too much. He's learning to find that happy medium. Okay, how about your edges? What did you learn about the edges?
Is you're basically supposed to make a pattern of basically supposed to make a pattern of like a leaf.
A leaf, yep. Okay, what else about your edges, remember?
It's basically when you're doing this, you're supposed to make it have the edges be white, basically.
Yeah. What else? Remember the angle of them?
Yeah, the ankle is basically instead of doing this way, you're supposed to do it this way, basically.
Okay. Okay, what I'm trying to tell you is, again, I'll reiterate because you kind of passed it, but those are good points. Watch. See that edge? This one is perfectly centered. Right here, that curve, see where it curves? That's lower than the center. That's the center line now. This is lower than the center. So what I want to do is when my next pressure flakes, I want to be pushing on the lower edge into the rock. Okay? So watch. Okay, I pushed on that lower part. Now watch. I braid it. And look where it's at now. It's in the center.
Yeah.
So that's what you're doing is you're trying to push flakes into it, but as you do that, your edge changes from the center to the other side. Okay? And then you turn it over. Watch. When it's on that side, then I turn it over, and then I lower it again. I push down on this side until it goes that way. Okay? So you're just working your edge like this. Watch. You're working your edge till it goes this way. Turn it over, and then work it till it goes this way. Okay?
Yeah. Okay. Put.
And then not only does it go this way and this way, look. And not only does it go this way and this way, but look. See how it's in this way?
Yeah.
You gotta try to keep it going this way, straight too.
Yeah.
So there's a straight line here, and then there's a straight line here that you're working with to trying to get to this point where it's into that to that shape. Oh, then the other thing we did in this video is in between there we had him switch hand pads. This one was a little bit too small for his hand. And then he used this one because it's not as wide as these.
Yeah.
These are wider. Or it's about the same, huh? Yeah. That is exactly the same. But it's helping him to keep his edge better. It's not inside his hand so much.
No, so I'm kind of getting close to this part now.
Yep, he's getting closer to his lines on his form that he wanted.
Yeah.
Which is good. Which is right where you want to be. Yeah, keep things clean, then you won't get flakes on you. So how many arrowheads have you made?
About at least 2.
At least 2, alright. Good. What's your favorite kind of arrowhead? Do you know of any kind yet? Types?
I do like bird points.
Bird points?
Yeah.
Okay. So with that, what I was asking is there's a lot of different types, okay?
Yeah.
So what I'm asking is, well, I'll have you study these later, okay? So right now, what we're making is a preform, which is something like this, okay? Just a preform, a teardrop. That's not a point yet. What a point is something like this. You look in that book, and you find these kind of notches.
Yeah.
What kind of shapes you like,
Yeah.
and then you fashion your preform, which is one of these,
Yeah.
into one of these. This is a finished point.
Yeah.
Okay, so you just said bird point, which could be something like this. That's just a bird point. But see, this one has a stem. That's called a stem with that end right there.
Yeah.
This is a side notch or a corner notch. So like this part right here, the corners, that's where I notched it, the corners. And then this one is a side notch, whereas this was the bottom here, and then the notches went in the side. Okay, and then it has a concave base. This one right here, see that concave where it goes up, and then this is a flat base. Okay, so later on we'll study point types, and you can pick one out what kind you like, and then you can finish that preform into a finished point. This is another one that I made this morning. It's called the agate basin. It doesn't have notches, but it just has a shape to it.
Yeah.
So from this, now what I do is I take my arrow and I put my arrow under like that. Okay. So those are your next steps after you're done with your preform, is to figure out, pick a point style or a shape that you like, and then go ahead and work your preform down into that.
Yeah, but can I have the brush?
Yep. Yeah, you gotta brush yourself off and make sure you don't get no flakes in your arms, or make sure your working area is clean. Later on, when you get stronger, you'll be able to work away from yourself like this. Look, see how I'm working up here? And I'm not getting flakes all anywhere right here. They might get flakes there, but I'm not working there, so my arms are not touching my legs. But the thicker the pieces are getting, then I'd have to do this. Use my legs to help me to push in those flakes. So whereas if I was working with something like this, see how thick that is? If I was going to pressure flake this, I can't work from up here, because watch. Watch when I try to send a flake from up here. I can't. Now watch. I'll put it that same spot, and I'll put it right here between my legs, and I'll press my legs together like this. See that? My legs helped my hands work on a thick piece, and it drove that flake right there. Okay? Go. I did it again. So mine's coming together. See it? Show me yours.
Mine is still kind of going to it, but
Yeah. You're doing good though. See how you're getting your edge close to there?
Yeah.
Now you got all this rock to remove. See? So what I was trying to tell you when you start it, watch. Turn it over again. Show the writing. Just hold it up like this. When you wrote that small piece, when you drew that, you weren't thinking about how much, because you're new, you weren't thinking about how much work it was going to take to get to there. You didn't really know yet. So if I was to let you, if you understand that, if I was to do this rock, I'll show you my preform. If I was to do this rock, I would have drew something like this. Okay, now watch. I would have drew something like this. Now, see how much less I have to remove? See how much less? Even though it's a bigger point, like this, you can still work that down to this size and smaller for a preform. And then the reason why you leave it big like that is because you never know what's going to happen, and it might end up with something like that small. Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, go ahead and work towards that now. It's a lot less rock to remove rather than that little tiny one you had. That little tiny one you had, you when you drew that, you created yourself about a 2 or 3 hour job by removing all that rock. But with the one I drew, it'd probably only take you maybe an hour. Okay. So you're cutting down your time, your work time, and your fatigue. You're gonna get tired of working on all that rock. You're gonna get tired of it. Okay. Oh, and then I'm gonna show you something else. Look at, see that? See how it's all like filaments.
Took
Okay,
a
now what?
rough.
I take my file, and then I just scrape like this. Okay, now fill it. Smooth?
Yeah, smoother.
Yeah. Okay, now fill yours. Is it still pretty smooth?
Yeah, it's still pretty smooth.
Okay. And the reason why mine is rougher, because I was pressing harder, and because I grabbed that knife river and I hit it a couple times. And that knife river is so hard it bends this copper, or it eats into it, and it'll mess your tool tip. So this is your tool tip. You want to have your tool tip clean of rock, because rock will get inside that metal, and you want to have it kind of halfway sharpened. Okay. So that's what you got to be watching for when your tool doesn't work. Watch. If my tool, let me grab a different one. Okay, this one here might have some on it. If I press and it slips off and it doesn't do nothing a couple times, that's telling me my tool is dirty. So I need to clean that rock out of it by filing it. Okay. So you got to be conscious of that as you're working too. And watch, you're still doing this. Watch, you're still getting your hand up here. Okay, so you gotta remember your angle is gonna drive your flake farther if your tool is this angle, not this angle. Okay, so this angle is what you're gonna get your flakes to go farther, and it's gonna remove more and thin. Okay, whereas this, when you press down like this, it's gonna cut straight down, and those flakes are gonna be tiny like this. Okay, remember how you were getting those longer flakes earlier? It's because your angle was more down like this. Yep, like that. There you go.
So how long has the video been going though?
18 minutes. Doing good.
18 minutes?
Yep, 18 minutes. You've been working again. One of our friends from the knapping thing, his name is Ellen. He's the guy that gave us a lot of that obsidian. He said he's watching us, and he posted some pictures in our community page. So go to YouTube, visit community. There's his rock. See, got 6 pictures. That's a Patrick Blank Jack Crafty point. Then that's the other side of it. It's he's showing the translucency. See it? So what I do is when people post stuff, I like it. And sometimes I'll comment too. Yeah.
Definitely made a long crack because to do this stuff.
That's a call it a hinge.
Hinge.
Okay, I'm gonna teach you something quick. See how this is square?
Hmm?
And see how this is
Flat.
real sharp?
Yeah.
Now watch. How you get rid of that squareness is like this. You go to where it's sharp again, push down, turn it over. See it's creating an edge there. Push down again, and see I cut in that way. Turn it over, go right to the edge where it's square again. Push down, turn it over, go right to the edge where it's square again. Push down. Like that, turn it over. Watch. Go right to where it's square again. See. Push down. That's called the zigzag, okay?
Hmm?
So when you get square corners like that, that's how you remove them, is you go to the zigzag pattern. at it. How's it looking?
Decent.
Oh yeah. Okay, now look at, remember I told you about having that line, this line, right?
Yeah.
Now look at that. See how it's in right there? You gotta make sure and be working on this line too at the same time that you're working on that. You work on this line and this line at the same time, okay? See, look at how mine is. Look, see, it's crooked. It's high right here. It's the inside. It's high. I haven't finished working it. I went to doing this, but this side I did pretty good. See, it's centered there, and it's straight there.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you got to be doing both at the same time.
Yeah.
Hang in there. You're doing good. 26 minutes. Don't give up. Don't give in. Gotta want it. Gotta want it to be a point. Okay, I just had a couple slips. They slipped off, so I went and sharpened this. Now it's gonna work right. It ain't gonna slip this time. It will not slip this time. There we go. Perfect. There we go. One guy told me with obsidian you can never abrade it too much. Later on, when you get to working with hard rocks, like that Knife River rock,
Yeah.
you figure out that you don't need to abrade it as much because it's such a strong edge. Whereas with these ones, the edges are weak.
Yeah.
It's a little bit more of a fragile rock. So it needs help all the time to keep strong, keep the edge strong.
You know what I noticed though? It's a line right here. It looks purple, kind of.
Oh yeah, cool.
But when you put it right here, it's plain blue.
Yep. It's called translucency. That's the light can shine through the rock, so it's kind of like you can see through. That's what that means. See through.
But so it's purple down here, and now it's blue right here.
Yeah, it changes color in the light. So that one's probably a smoke midnight lace, I think. Those are Jim Cooper rocks. They have black lace in them. Okay, remember that square edge and all that mess I had? See, I cleaned it up now. Look at it. It's centered all the way down the center, and it's pretty straight. Okay.
Yeah.
But I lost a lot of width doing that. I had to bring my base way up. So I'm looking at maybe another bird point out of this one, because look,
Mm-hmm.
that's how much rock I got left.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why it's important to draw your thing and try to stick to it. But at the same time, the rock's going to determine where it's going to end up, because it's still pretty thick and there's a lot of edges to remove and different spots where I need to nap into. But it's getting there.
Definitely kind of getting to the shape
Mm-hmm.
a little bit.
Just about, yeah. Yeah, you're doing good. Inch and a half. That way. Still inch and a half that way. Inch and a half. Inch and a half. Inch and 3/4. 5/8. 2.5. 3/4 this way.
How much were these mics so then?
$100.
Still, my airhead is still going really well to the shape of the.
Okay, I'm gonna show you something. Okay, originally, on my original plan, I had my leaf drawn this way. And what happened was, remember that square edge I worked off? It took all that bottom off of that leaf. So I measured it, and now my length is this way. The longest part of my point, it's no longer this way. So what I did is I turned around and I made my thing narrower, and I'm going to use this length. See how that's going to look now? And then remove all this rock. And the other part of that is, look, see that? See those lines?
Yeah.
Those black lines on the inside? It's cooler that way. Whereas if I did it this way, then this one here would probably fall off and it wouldn't look as cool.
Yeah.
So you can do that too. You can change your plan once you get to a certain place. You don't have to stick with the same plan. Whereas if you like some lines in there, you want to keep them, then you can change the form of it. Yeah. So it's a work in progress as you're going, but you have to be thinking about it as you're going along. You can't just wing it sometimes. Okay, let me check the time again. 39 minutes. All right, we're going to reset it here at 40, okay? So I'll show you a rock real quick. This is mine. I changed the plan on it because it was going to be this way. That was supposed to be the point, but the length ended up over here because my base was messed up. So I changed it to like that. Okay, what's yours?
And now mine looks like this.
Put it down right there. Okay, turn it a little bit. Yeah.
Looks much more better than last time.
Oh yeah, we drew his maybe bigger.
Yeah.
All right. So those are where we're at right now. Do another video.